So there is a very interesting subject that I wanted to talk about pertaining some pastors, some people when they come in contact with chegu, money, it really messes them up. Like money becomes the worst thing that could have happened to you. Now, to me and you who, were still struggling, you want 1 rand here, you chase 1 rand there, you chase 1 rand. We feel like money would just change us. And there isn't, maybe because we are growing in the aspect of our, also as our earnings grow, or if it's not growing as well. So, either one where you are, but you're growing in where you are currently, your current state. So some of these stories that you hear, we think, it never happened to me. But you see, the reason is because the progression or the trajectory at which someone has gone, a person can change in the middle. They don't have to change now. They can. A person can look like they are growing as they grow in status. Only when they are up there, it comes out. No, they were not. It had always been a goal. There are people who can carry themselves while they are in the process of the growth. They can carry themselves. You won't see nothing. They start becoming, 100,000 years, and then they enter millionaire status. Once they enter multi-millionaire status, problems start. So for some people, they can hide it because they haven't hit the goal. And the goal is multi-millionaire. And until they hit that goal, you won't see it. For some people, they want to have like a proper 50 million in their account. That's when they would have made it. So the day they make that 50 million, they have told themselves at the back of their head, that's when they'll show you Pepe. This story that I'm about to talk about, Bazelani, it's a reminder of that. It's a reminder of goals. These goals that we have. Watch your goals. And what you become when you start to achieve these goals. A lot of pastors are foreign to the Bible's version of a leader in the church. There's a pastor in Uganda by the name of Grace, Pastor Grace. Pastor Grace here has a problem. He was spoken about. A certain minister spoke about him. And he didn't take very well what was said about him. Now, you might know this particular man I'm talking about. You guys know Tish Tv. Tish Tv does under testimonies and revelations. He did a lot of people watch his channel. You might have seen him. I think there's been a couple of times I've actually referenced some of his content or some of the videos that he's made. Tish right now is in jail. Yes, Tish is in jail. So a couple of days back, I saw a notification by someone, and this person was highlighting that the fact that Tish was no longer online, and I was like, "Haibo, I don't normally check my subscription box. I normally just check what a browser recommendation pulls out, and so I didn't notice maybe he was not posting or something like that." And some of the videos that he does mostly they are pertaining underworld. I don't talk more about underworld things and all those things, right? So then I saw Tish was on the thumbnail, and Tish is in jail. He was in a jail cell, held up. Now, what has caused this arrest is the pastor of Precious Rhema. As I mentioned, Pastor Grace Lubega, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Pastor Grace, Apostle Grace Lubega. That's how you say. I've seen his videos online before. I've just never watched any of his messages and so forth. I'm I'm very strict about the people I listen to, so I don't just watch anything. Unless like I'm just watching general type, maybe a crossover services, I'll watch different types. But apart from that, I don't just watch anybody, right? But I've seen his videos online. So it looks like there's something that was said about Pastor Apostle Grace there. Apostle Grace, I guess, is a mega church pastor. He's very popular in his country and so forth. And so, like, he even brings people from Nigeria and so forth to come and preach at his thing, which is how I got to see him. It's because he would call people like Salome and all those guys from Nigeria, the guys that we all know across the world. And so something was said by Tish, I'm not sure exactly what, like I said, and whatever happened, it happened a couple of weeks back. It must have been like 3 weeks back. And after that thing was said by Tish, Tish was arrested because of that issue that came up. Now, this particular issue now has come on social media. I've seen a couple of videos of people talking about this issue, and that also includes Apostle James Kawalya. James Kawalya also spoke concerning this particular subject matter.
Why? Oh, so and so spoke bad about me, so I'm taking him to prison. Look, unless you're not a man of God, unless you're not a man of God, do you mean your God cannot vindicate you? Then where is your God? Where is your God? Let God smite your enemy. If someone is your enemy, the God who called you, can he smite your enemy? And you trust police and army and what? Listen, where is your God? The enemy may come against you in one way, but the glory shall scatter him.
So definitely salute him for that one. And so it kind of solidified it, because at the moment it sounded like it was just gossip or YouTubers just making videos and stuff like that. So when I saw Apostle James Kawalya's video, it confirmed that that may be the case. Is that you remember Tish has also mentioned his a little bit close association to James Kawalya, right? And he's mentioning the very same thing. You know, God vindicates you, especially when someone wrongs you. You know, this whole thing of running up and down. I've said this before, I think about 2024, when there was a case of Enigma and so forth. I mentioned pastors should be careful when they come in contact with money and lawyers. Because lawyers, is their job. So what ends up happening, they end up spending more time dragging people in courts and all this type of stuff. And it becomes that. Our subject differences are doctrinal subjects. Our subject difference is doctrinal. But as Apostle James Kawalya mentioned, God vindicates. If someone says something against me, right, and it is not true, God vindicates. I've always find it funny. Every single person, every single person, without short, every single person who has ever given a false death prophecy about me has gotten in trouble. Right after, a year after, 6 months after, within the period of them saying that. So after, when that happens, you see you are vindicated. Now you see a fake. There was one who once it was one of the first ones, gave a death prophecy back in 2020. 2021, he don't jump problem. He was arrested. Hey, guns were found at his house. Fake prophecy, giving a fake prophecy, claiming we will die. We're not going anywhere. It's God who's put us here. We will go when he says time is up. God vindicates Then there was another one who gave another death prophecy. He said 4 people who were going to face judgment in South Africa. 4 people who were questioning pastors. Guess what? All those 4 people, nothing has happened to them, as you are saying. Nothing. All 4, including myself. Instead, he has been the one who has been exposed. Instead, he has been the one who has been exposed. There was another person who said, we were not born again, we are not saved, Jesus does not know us. Not more than a year. He too was exposed. Not even a year is actually too much. 3 months, within 3 months of him giving that prophecy, the things he was saying started to be shown to be false. God vindicates. God vindicates. It's a very important thing. It's important when the Bible says vengeance is mine. It's a very important thing as a Christian, you learn that. But there is an easy route. An easy route. That particular easy route is, especially with people with money. When pastors jam money, when they meet money and these lawyers, hey, you know some carriers. Hey, some of these carriers, we love you guys, but hey, can you calm down? You know, because now they've created this environment where be careful of what money does. You know, especially when you start hitting these goals and you lose your sense of humanity. By you lose your sense of humanity is that, what is it that grounds a Christian? Isn't it Paul who says you would rather be defrauded? Yeah, it's a Bible verse. Than for you to be running up and down with courts. That's what Paul says. God vindicates. It's important. But also, remember, watch yourself. Once you start hitting these goals, you want to be known all over the place. We must all know you. Once we start knowing you, it comes with money. You are now earning money. Before you know it, boom. You become somehow. Be very careful what you become when you start hitting your goals. It reminds me also, in closing, of Abednego Lefebvre. He had a lawsuit about a year ago with Pastor John Henry CK. And a few days back, in the beginning of this year, he announced that case, they've just ended it. They ended the case. The judge didn't have to do any ruling or anything, nothing. They just ended the case. Everybody went to their side, everybody went their direction, and left it like that. Lawsuits are you lose a lot of money. It costs a lot of money to do those things. It costs a lot of money to get into the process of that. Pay the court, you pay the lawyer, you pay the what. All that takes a lot of resources to do those things. So once you now step into money, be careful of using resources to control, wielding the wheels of man. Strict Reality Show with the daily Christian commentary videos. In case you are a person who watches this channel, just wanted to give you an update. I just wanted to give you a little bit of a thing. In case you are not aware, Tish right now is still in jail. He's not been released. He's still there because this pastor is not happy with him. Be careful what money does to you when you get up there. So Ricky, I'll see you on a later on episode. Other episodes done today, down in the pinned comments.